Hey, this is Joanna Chadwick with the Wichita Eagle and VarsityKansas.com, and I'm with my cohort and coworker, Tony Adame, and we are going to recap your basketball games from tonight, Tuesday, February 3rd. Man, this is the grind right now, February, before the postseason.
Yeah, there's starting to get to be about 5-6 games left for these teams, and they're really kind of shaping up what they want to do in the postseason if they're going to do anything.
All right, well, let's get going with the area boys first of all, and the Cheney boys beat Garden Plain. Cheney, they're a very up and down team. I mean, they have these moments of brilliance, and Cameron Hill was part of that. He had 24 points there. And then suddenly they allow Garden Plain to just get back into this game. Jordan Joplin with 4 straight three-pointers. Amazing. And it was all he had for the night, but it was a pretty impressive run. But Cheney's a good team. I like what they've got. Winfield gets the upset win over Andale. They win 52-51 at home. Will Adler with a three-pointer off an inbounds play with 1.5 seconds to go. Collegiate beats El Dorado. Cody McNerney, 14 points. Austin Waddell with 13. And Andover Central, Daraja Parnell continues to score at an incredible rate. He had 23 points in that 78-48 win over Goddard. And Newton gets a win over Mays, 54-53 in overtime. That's a good win for Newton.
Parnell's having a huge year.
He is. I mean, the thing is, what has impressed me about him is just his continual progress from when he blew us away in his opener as a freshman. He scores like 29 points in the opener, and he's just continually gotten better. He is so strong inside.
This year you see him, he seems like he's more consistent, where, when he started off, it'd be, like you said, he'd have the big game and then maybe go away for a few games. Now he's just doing it every game.
Well, what impresses me is that last year he really tried to do too much because the bulk of the scoring fell onto him. And this year, the scoring does fall to him, but it doesn't have to, and he's been more of a guy who spreads the ball around.
Yeah, he played with Zach Winter, is that right?
Yes, his freshman year,
and who ended up being a really good player for Hutch, too. So.
Yeah, and I mean, he was an All-Metro kid that year. Very impressive.
City League boys. Yes, I was at East High tonight. They beat Southeast 71-61. They're 13-0 now. 9-0 in the City League, and what they have left is pretty big still because they have, still have Capon, still have Carroll on Friday, still have Heights, still have South. And the interesting thing tonight was Southeast didn't have Jarek Harding, who's the City League's leading scorer, and they still played really well, but East did enough to win. And they didn't have their guys, their big three guys played great, but Samaje Jones is really starting to become this elite scorer and elite defender who can guard the other team's best guard and can finish in transition, can hit threes, and there is a line of college coaches waiting outside that locker room every game. Other games in the City League, South beat North 71-46. Carroll beat Northwest 62-53. Big game from Connor Evans, 27 points. And Heights beat West 53-20. South has won 6 straight games. They're really, really coming on. On the girls' side, Carroll beat Northwest. East beat Southeast. Heights beat West and South beat North, and you have an area girls roundup.
Yeah, I was out at Garden Plain, which I hadn't been out there. They've got a beautiful gym. It's a few years old, and remember that teeny tiny little gym that they used to have?
I've been there, yeah.
It's really nice. But they won 48-28 over Cheney. In Garden Plain, they're 13-1 right now. They just have a very balanced team. They play really good defense. And Maddie Schmelzer, she had 15 points. And Haley Albers from Cheney, she's a girl I think we're going to be talking about in the future. She's only a sophomore. She's got not only an inside presence, but she can step out and hit that three. She had about 3 tonight. Winfield beats Andale. I mean, here's Andale, who starts its season off 10-0, beats McPherson in overtime at home, and then now has lost 3 straight. They're reeling a little bit. They lost 43-39. Campus beats Arc City, and while maybe this isn't a game we would normally talk about, the fact is Campus has shown a lot of improvement, and they've got some really good players in Haley Leeper and Reagan Brown. Reagan Brown with 25 points and 24 rebounds.
It's amazing.
It's ridiculous.
I love it.
All right. Eisenhower beats Derby 48-43. Eisenhower trailed 6-6 going into the fourth quarter, and they win. And then Valley Center gets a win over May South 50-35. So it was a good night for high school basketball, but then it's always a good night for high school basketball.
Yeah, it is. This time of year.
That's right. Thanks so much for watching our recap at VarsityKansas.com. I am Joanna Chadwick, and
I'm Tony Adame.